How to recipe cost in multiple quantities. Hello, my name is Natasha, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to cost for multiple quantities and ingredients. Then I will show how to incorporate the calculations into Excel. First off, recipe costing is taking a recipe and breaking it down into individual items to figure out the cost of each ingredient. The importance of recipe costing is to ensure consistency, quality control, and determine selling price to stay within budget or make a profit. Before we get started, it's important to note that volume does not always equal weight. For example, light items like flour or icing sugar do not necessarily equal 250 milliliters. You must refer to the yield chart for weight equivalencies. And today in our calculations, we will be incorporating weight equivalencies. For the first part of today's lesson, we will be costing beef soup base, yellow peppers, canned peaches, and assorted cream cookies. And you'll notice the blue writing here. These are our weight equivalencies. The first thing we're going to do is calculate the cost for one portion for each of our items. Before we do our formulas in Excel, we must do our written calculations first. So we have our beef soup base here, and the weight equivalency is 2 cups is equal to 1.5 pounds. For our one portion size, we have 4 tablespoons, and the price is $10.25. And the pack size is 2 times 3.5 pounds, which means there's 7 pounds in total. When we look here at our unit for our portion size, and then we look at our packing size, we notice that our tablespoons and pounds do not match. So in our calculation, we must make our units match. We will also be using soft conversions for all of our calculations today. You'll notice that you'll see some slashes through the units here. This is because we're cross-canceling in order to get from tablespoons to pounds. So we've got our 4 tablespoons, and we know that 1 cup is equivalent to 16 tablespoons. And then we have our weight equivalency here, the 1.5 pounds divided by the 2 cups. And then we have our price per unit, and then we have our packing size of 7 pounds. So we'll go through the beginning here. So 4 tablespoons, and we're going to divide by 16 tablespoons. So that cancels out our tablespoons here. And then we're going to multiply by our 1.5 pounds. And then we're going to divide by our 2 cups. And then we're going to multiply by our 10.25 and divide by our 7 pounds. And that's going to give us a total of 27 cents. Using our written calculation as reference, we're going to enter the formula into the cell. So we're going to start with the equal sign, then we're going to open bracket, and we're going to click on our 4, and then we're going to divide. We don't have a cell for 16, so we type that in manually, and then we're going to multiply by our 1.5 pounds, and then we're going to divide by our 2, and we're going to close the bracket, and then we're going to multiply by our price per unit. So we have that cell, so we click on that, and then we're going to divide by 7, and then we're going to close the bracket, and then we're going to press enter. But we're actually not done here. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here just to show you why we're not done with our 27 cents. So if we were to calculate this for 72 portions, we'd have to go equal sign, and then we'd have to click on our 27 cents, and then we're going to multiply by our 72. So we click on that cell, and then we press enter. So you can see here that we get $19.77, but when we do our written calculation here, the actual number is $19.44. So Excel is doing something with our rounding and with our decimal places. So we need to make sure that we incorporate rounding into our cell here so that we don't get the incorrect number. I'm going to start from the beginning to incorporate the rounding into our calculation. So we're going to do equal sign, and then we're going to type round, and then open bracket, and press number 4. And then we're going to divide by our 16 again, and then multiply by our 1.5, and divide by our 2. And then we're going to multiply by our price per unit, and then we're going to divide by 7, and now we have to incorporate how many decimal places we want. So we want 2 decimal places, so we're going to go comma 2, and then we're going to close the bracket and press enter, and we get our 27 cents with our rounding in there. For our yellow pepper weight equivalency, we have 1 pound is equal to 3 peppers. And for our portion size, we have 2 peppers. The price here is $6.25 for 1 kilogram. So that means that our units again don't match. So our calculations have to make our units match. As noted, we're using soft conversions. So here we have our 2 peppers, and we're going to convert our 1 pound to 454 grams. And then we do know that our 1 kilogram is equivalent to 1,000 grams. So back to here, we're doing 2 peppers, and then we're going to multiply by our 454 grams. We're going to divide by our 3 peppers, and then we're going to divide by our 1,000 grams. So that's how we can cancel out our kilograms here. And then we're going to multiply by our $6.25. And this is going to give us $1.89. Looking at our yellow pepper written calculations for reference, we're going to enter the formula, so equal sign, and as explained before, we're going to add our round key, and then we're going to open bracket, and we'll click on the to cell, and then we're going to multiply by our 454 grams and divide by 3, and then we're going to also divide by 1,000. Then we're going to multiply by our price per unit, so we can click on that cell. And then we're going to, before we close our bracket actually, we're going to do our decimal places, so comma 2 for our rounding. And then we're going to close the bracket and press enter. And we see here that we have the same amount, $1.89. For our canned peaches, we have a weight equivalency of 235 milliliters is equal to 275 grams. And for our portion size, we have 185 milliliters. The price is $31.75 for a packing size of 6 times 100 ounces, which means it's 600 ounces in total. Again, our units don't match because we have our portion sizes in milliliters and our packing sizes in ounces. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our 185 milliliters, and with our weight equivalencies here, we're going to multiply by 275 grams, divide by 235 grams, and then we're going to divide by our 28.4 grams because 1 ounce is equivalent to 28.4. And then we're going to multiply by our price per unit, $31.75, and then we're going to divide by our packing size, so that's 600 ounces. And then we're going to get a total here of 40 cents. Referring to our written calculation here and our steps from above, we're going to again do the equal sign and round. Then we're going to open bracket, and we're going to click on our 185, and then we're going to multiply by 275, divide by 235, and then divide by 28.4. And then we're going to multiply by our price per unit, so we click on the cell, and then we're going to divide by 600. And now we have to add our decimal places, so that's 2, and then we're going to close our bracket and press enter, and we get our 40 cents. For our cookies, we have a weight equivalency of 1 pack is equivalent to 3 cookies. For our 1 portion size, it's 2 packs. Our price is $32.99, and the pack size is 550 cookies. For our calculation here, we're doing 2 packs times 3 cookies, and then we're going to multiply that by $32.99, and then we're going to divide it by 550 cookies, and that is going to give us 36 cents. So using our written calculation again, equal sign, and then do the round, open bracket, we're going to click on our 2, and then we're going to multiply by 3, and then we're going to multiply by our price per unit, so we can click on that cell, and we're going to divide it by 550, and then we're going to add our decimal places, and then close bracket and press enter, and we get our 36 cents. So as we talked earlier about the rounding, so that when we do our costing here for multiple portions, that our numbers are correct. So we have our written calculations here at the bottom. So we want to do our equal sign, and then we're going to do our 27 cents, and we're going to multiply that by 72. And before we press enter, if we want to tell Excel to multiply by our 72 only once, then we have to use our absolute cell referencing. So we can do that by pressing F4. And now we can press enter, and we see here that our amount is correct at $19.44. Now we should be able to just go on the side here and bring these down, and we should have all the correct numbers here, and we do. For our 130 portions now, we have to do our equal sign, and we again click on our 27 cents, and then we're going to multiply that by our 130. And then of course we still have to do our absolute cell referencing, and then we're going to press enter, and we have $35.10, and we're going to bring that down. For our 375 servings, we're doing our equal sign, and then we're going to again click on our 27 cents, and we're going to multiply by our 375, and we can't forget the absolute cell referencing, and then we're going to press enter, and we are going to bring this down. Now we have completed the first part of our costing exercise. We learned how to convert units to match by doing manual calculations and cost for one portion and multiple portions, and we incorporated these calculations into formulas on Excel. For the second part of our costing exercise, we're going to be starting off by portioning out 40 servings. So we're starting with our dried split yellow peas, and then we're going to also cost our pears, steak beef, and Nature Valley bars, and cloves of garlic. Again, our weight equivalencies are highlighted here in blue or in brackets. For this exercise, we are also going to calculate the total cost of the ingredients, the cost of 5% waste, the cost per serving, and the selling price. We are also going to calculate the cost for ingredients for 120 servings and for 325 servings. For our dried split yellow peas, we need 7 cups, and our weight equivalency is 1 liter is equal to 1.8 kilograms. Our price per unit is $25.50, and our pack size is 6 times 0.9 kilograms. So that is equivalent to 5.4 kilograms. So again, we look here that our 7 cups do not match our packing size of kilograms, so we need to make sure that our units match. And we are using soft conversions as mentioned earlier. So we know that 227 milliliters is equivalent to 1 cup, and 1 liter is equivalent to 1,000 milliliters. So we're taking our 7 cups and we're going to multiply by 207 milliliters, and then we are going to divide that by 1,000. We're going to multiply by our equivalency here, so 1.8 kilograms, and then we're going to multiply by our price per unit, which is $25.50, and then we're going to divide by our packing size, which is 5.4 kilograms. And then our total we get is $13.51. To incorporate our formula here, we have to follow our written calculation exactly. So we're doing our equal sign, and then we're going to open bracket. We're going to click on our 7, and then we're going to multiply by 227, and then we're going to divide by 1,000, and then we're going to multiply by our 1.8, and then we're going to close our bracket, and we're going to multiply by our price per unit. So we open bracket, and we can click on the cell here, and then we're going to divide by our 5.4 kilograms, and we're going to close the bracket and press enter, and we get the same amount, $13.51. Here we need 6 cups of chopped pears, and we have 1 pear is equivalent to 0.20 kilograms, and our price per unit is $13.02, and for our pack size we have 4 kilogram bag. Because we've been given the information that 1 pear is equivalent to 0.20 kilograms, we can actually figure out in a 4 kilogram bag how many pears we get. So if we take 4 kilograms and then we multiply that by 0.20, which is 1 pear, it's equivalent to 20 pears. To convert our units to match, we're going to take our 6 cups of pears and we're going to multiply that by 227 milliliters because that equals 1 cup. And then we're going to divide that by 200 milliliters. So we've canceled that out and we've converted because we know that 0.20 kilograms is 200 milliliters. And then we're going to take that and we're going to multiply it by our price per unit, $13.02. And then we showed how we got the 20 pairs, and then we're going to divide by 20. So then the total is $4.43. For our formula, we're pressing the equal sign, and then we're going to open bracket, and we're going to click on our 6 here, and then we're going to multiply by 227, and then we're going to divide by our 200, and then we're going to close the bracket, and we're going to multiply by our price per unit. So open bracket, and then we can click on our 1302, and then we're going to divide by our 20, and close the bracket and press enter, and we get $4.43. For our steak, we need 10 cups for 40 portions, and 3.5 ounces is equivalent to 130 grams. Our price per unit is $8.99, and the pack size is in pounds. So you can see here that our units don't match, so we have to do some conversions. To make our units match, we're going to take our 10 cups, and we know that 1 cup is equivalent to 8 ounces, and we know that 1 pound is equivalent to 454 grams. So we're taking our 10 cups, and we're going to multiply that by 8 ounces, multiply by 130 grams, divide by 3.5 ounces, and then we're going to divide by 454 grams, and then we're going to multiply by our price per unit of $8.99 to get a total of $58.84. Following our written calculations for our steak beef, we're going to press the equal sign and open bracket. We're going to click on our 10, and then we're going to multiply by 8, and then we're going to multiply again by 130, divided by the 3.5, and divided by 454, close the bracket, and then we're going to multiply by our price per unit. So we're going to click on the cell, and then we're going to close the bracket and press enter, and we get the same answer, $58.84. For our Nature Valley bar, we need 92 grams, and we know here that 1 bar is equivalent to 46 grams, and there's 10 bars in 1 box. The price per unit is $3.99, and there's 460 grams per box. For our Nature Valley bars, we're doing 92 grams, and then we're going to divide it by 46 grams because 1 bar is equivalent to 46 grams, and then we're multiplying by our $3.99, and then we're dividing it by 10 bars, and we get 80 cents as our cost. Using our written calculations here, we're going to do the equal sign, open bracket, and we're going to click on our 92, and then we're going to divide that by 46, and then we're going to close our bracket and multiply by our price per unit, open bracket, click on our price per unit, and then we're going to divide that by the 10 bars. And then we're going to close the bracket and press enter, and we get our 80 cents. For our garlic, we need 10 cloves, and we have here that 12 cloves is equivalent to 80 grams. Our price per unit is $23.55, and our pack size is 5 pounds. So we can see here that our units do not match, so we need to do some conversions in our calculation. So for our calculation, we're doing our 10 cloves, and then we're going to multiply by our 80 grams divided by the 12 cloves, and then we're going to divide by our 454 grams because 454 grams is equivalent to 1 pound, so then we cancel out the grams there, and then we're going to multiply by our price per unit of $23.55, and then we're going to divide by our 5 pounds, and that will give us 69 cents. Looking at our garlic here, so in our written calculations, we're going to do our equal sign, and then we're going to open bracket, click on our 10, and then we're going to multiply that by 80, and then divide by 12, and then we're going to divide by 454, close bracket, multiply, and then open bracket, and we're going to click on our price per unit, and divide by 5, close our bracket, and then we're going to get the same answer, 69 cents. To calculate the total cost of ingredients in Excel, we can use the auto sum. So if we select that, we have to make sure that the right cells are selected. So we want the $13.51 all the way down to 69 cents. And then we're going to press enter. And we see with our written calculations, we have $78.27, which is correct. For the cost of 5% waste, we're going to reference our written calculations here, which is $78.27, and we're going to multiply that by $1.05, and that's going to give us $82.18. So let's make sure that it's correct for Excel. So we're doing our equal sign, and then we're going to click on our 78.27, and then we're going to multiply that by 1.05. And then we're going to press enter and we get $82.18. For our cost per serving, we have $82.18 and we're going to divide that by 40 servings to get $2.05 as our cost per serving. So to do that in Excel here, we're going to make sure that the amount is correct. So we're doing our equal sign and we're going to click on our $82.18 and we're going to divide that by our 40 servings. So we can click on this cell here, and then we're going to press enter. And here we have $2.05. To determine the selling price of each item, we will do the following. So we're taking 100 and we're dividing it by 32, and 32 is the food cost that we've been given here. And then we're going to multiply by our cost per serving, which is 205, and that's going to give us $6.41. To enter this formula in Excel, we're going to do our equal sign and we're going to do 100 and divide by 32. And then we're going to multiply by our cost per serving. So we'll click on the cell and then we're going to press enter. And you can see here that the numbers don't match. So we need $6.41 and Excel has given us $6.42. To fix this, I need to go back into my total cost per serving and I need to add round down. Then I'm going to add the 2 decimal places and press enter. And there we have it. We fixed our selling price to $6.41. For costing for one, we are going to be incorporating what we've already learned by using the round function and also using the absolute cell referencing, which is telling Excel just one time that we want to divide by the same number. So we'll press our equal sign and then we're going to do round and open bracket, and we're going to click on our 1351 and we're going to divide by 40, and then we're going to add our absolute cell referencing, and then we're going to add our 2 decimal places, and then we're going to close the bracket and press enter. So we have our 34 cents. So now we can drag this down, and there we have it. All of our calculations for costing for one for our recipe. For one serving, our total cost of ingredients, we're going to do auto sum. So we're taking from the 34 cents and dragging it down, and then we're just going to press enter, and we get $1.96. And if we reference here our written calculations, we have $1.96. For our 5% waste for one portion, we're going to do our equal sign, and then we're going to click on our $1.96, and then we're going to multiply that by 1.05, and then that's going to give us our $2.06. So then, of course, our cost for one serving is $2.06, so we can just do equal sign and we click on the cell and then just divide it by 1 and then press enter and we get the $2.06. And for our selling price based on one serving, we're going to do the equal sign and then we're going to do 100 and then divide it by 32, and then we're going to multiply it by our serving size, so $2.06. And then we're going to press enter, and you can see here that our written calculations has $6.44, and in Excel it says $6.43. So we have to round up. So we're going to go back into our cost per serving, and we're going to add round up and open bracket. And then we're going to go to the end and add 2 decimal places, and we're going to close the bracket, and then we're going to press enter. And that will give us $6.44. So for our 250 servings, we're going to again incorporate our round function and our absolute cell referencing. So we're doing our equal sign, and then we're going to go round, and we're going to open bracket, and we're going to click on the 34 cents, and then we're going to multiply by our 250, and then we're going to do our absolute cell referencing, and then we're going to add our 2 decimal places, and we're going to close bracket and press enter, and we get $85. So now we can take our 85 and we can drag it down, and we should have the correct numbers here. Now, if you do not add round here, you're definitely going to have the wrong answers here, because if you do a spot check and you manually calculate everything, you'll notice that if you get the incorrect answers, it means you didn't add round. So we're going to do our auto sum. Make sure that the right cells are selected. Press enter, and we get $490. Again, we're going to reference our written calculations here on the right. So for the cost of 5% waste, we're doing our equal sign, and then we're doing our click on our 490, and then we're going to multiply that by 1.05 and press enter, and we get $514.50. For our total cost per serving, we're going to do our equal sign, and then we're going to click on the 514.50, and we're going to divide that by our 250, and then we're going to press enter, and we get $2.06. For our selling price, we're doing the equal sign 100, and then we're dividing by our 32, and then we're going to multiply by our cost per serving, and then we're going to press enter, and you'll see that we get $6.43. So our selling price is actually $6.44. So we need to go back to the cost per serving, and we need to add round up. So we'll go here and put round up, open bracket, and then we'll go to the end and add the 2 decimal places, close bracket, and that gives us our $6.44. For the final portion of our exercise, we are going to calculate the ingredients for 120 servings and for 325 servings. Before I do my ingredients, I'm actually going to highlight my 3 costing cells, and I'm going to hide them so that it's a little less confusing. In order for us to calculate the ingredients for 120 servings, we're going to look at our written calculation here. So we're taking our 7 cups and we're going to divide it by 40 servings, which was our original calculation, and that equals 0.175 cups. And then we're going to multiply that by 120 servings to give us 21 cups. Again, if we want to tell Excel to use common numbers to divide and multiply by, we need to use the absolute cell referencing wherever there are common numbers. In this case, we have 2 common numbers, so we're going to go equal sign, and then we're going to click on the 7, and then we're going to divide that by our first common number, which is 40, and then our second common number we're going to multiply by our 120 servings, and then we're going to go back to our first one here and do absolute cell referencing, and then we're going to do it again here to our common number, absolute cell referencing, and then press enter, and we get our 21 cups. And we're going to make sure that we're at 3 decimal places. So now we can just drag this down. And we have all of our ingredients at 3 decimal places for 120 servings. Again, we have an example here for our ingredients for 325 servings. So we've got our 7 cups, and we're dividing by 40 servings to get 0.175 cups, and now we're going to multiply by the 325 servings, giving us 56.875 cups. And to enter our calculations into Excel here, we're going to do our absolute cell referencing for the common numbers. So we're doing our equal sign, and then we're going to click on the 7, and then we're going to divide by 40, and then we're going to multiply by our 325. We're going to go back to our C17 cell, and we're going to add absolute cell referencing, and we're going to add it again here, and then we're going to press enter, and we get 56.875 cups. Now we can drag that down and we have all of our ingredients for 325 servings. Just to recap here, today we learned how to cost individual ingredients and portion sizes using weight equivalencies in single and multiple quantities. We also learned the importance of using the round function and the absolute cell referencing. Thank you for watching.